Welcome to 2022, where you can do anything a man can do. I am so excited to finally be here. You are going to love it. Feminism has done so much for women. Do tell. No more aprons, first of all. Oh, do we finally have a butler to cook for us? Oh gosh, no, you'll just eat pre-made greasy crap out of a bag on your way to and from work. I suppose that sounds convenient, so I get to work outside the home? Totally. You get to sit in a cubicle all day while you stare at a computer screen, chugging coffee. So liberating, right? I suppose. I'm at work all day. Will we finally have a Rosie the Robot maid? No, you'll still have to do all the cleaning. That's what your weekends are for, cleaning and laundry. Oh, and errands and yard work. Wait, so I have to work full time plus still manage my home full time? I mean, you want to have it all, right? Okay, but what about my husband? Is he amazing? What? No, you're not married. You live alone with your cat.
Welcome to the S.Banks&JD Network podcast. I'm your host, S.Banks, and I'm joined by my co-host,
JD.
So what's the topic of discussion today?
When being ran through goes wrong.
Imagine that. Who would have thought being ran through goes right?
Well, yeah.
I don't know. We have 3 clips for you today. Let's waste no time. Let's jump right in. Here's clip number 1.
So despite that popular saying of nice guys never win, I would like to personally end up with a nice guy, and I think I have finally figured out why that has never happened for me. Now, over this past year or so, I've given my attention to a fair few men, and when I say attention, I haven't slept with a bunch of men. I just mean I've been very open to dating and meeting new ones. And I've been traveling a lot, so I've been meeting all sorts of different types all over the world. I've met plenty of fuckboys, and I've met a couple of nice guys. And a difference that is not so obvious, but I've finally figured out, is the way that they initially communicate with you. So, like a fuckboy, when you first meet them, generally speaking, they're pretty good looking, right? That's why they're fuckboys. They're good looking, so they get a lot of attention. And because of that, they're experienced and they know how to talk to women. They know all the right things to say to make you feel special, to make you want to meet up with them, and to make you have that instant gratification, to make you be like, this guy, this is the one I want, this guy. They'll tell you you're beautiful, they'll tell you you're hot, they'll tell you all the nice things to make you just be like, oh, this is the one. And they'll do this. They'll chat the most shit for a couple of months even. And then you finally meet up with them and you're like, this isn't the guy that I thought I was signing up for. Whereas a nice guy won't have that initial chat down pat. In that initial stage, you'll be pretty confused as to whether or not they like you. They'll say things that aren't referencing your physical attributes. And because of that, you'll be like, is he interested? Is he not? Is he even attracted to me? They won't rush things. So they won't want to be like, yes, I want to see you and hang out with you ASAP. They'll be like, we should grab a coffee. Or I'm actually busy and I'm working all this week, but I would love to see you on Friday. Because I'm used to the toxic guy being all over me straight away. I'm like, oh, I don't think he's interested. His responses aren't that into it. So I'm just going to move on. But there's been a couple of times over this past year where I've pushed through that initial awkward, I'm not sure stage. And then I get there and then, I have a conversation with these nice guys and they're staring at me in the eye and they actually want to hear the words coming out of my mouth and they're not aching to get me into the bedroom. I'm like, wow, how many guys have I pushed past because I haven't been able to just get past that initial awkward stage where they're not referencing my physical attributes. So in the past, I was just falling for all of the things that the fuckboys say, that because they're saying the things that I want to hear and telling me how gorgeous and beautiful and amazing I am, only to get there and be like, oh, damn it. Whereas nice guys, they're genuine, they are who they are from the start, they're not going to rush things, they're not going to love bomb you, and you've just got to roll with that.
Okay, that's the end of that clip. First thing I thought was, who's she fooling?
I don't know.
She tried to kid. So, okay. So basically, the bad boys get the panties wet and the nice guys don't. It's just that the bad boys won't take her seriously because she wants the bad boys, because women want men that are experienced. She said it in that clip that the bad boys know how to speak to women because women want a man that's experienced. Well, let's say, okay, Men don't want a woman with a high body count. Women don't mind that dude with a high body count because it symbolizes he can get a lot of women, and it symbolizes experience. And we know getting, bedroom fun for women is easy. Getting for men, getting it is hard. So
For some.
if again, as I said, that's my point. So women want certain kinds of men. The bad boys tend to be the guys that can get a lot of chicks easily, and they get bedroom fun regularly or with little less than no effort. So then she's saying that basically it's kind of a turn off trying to sell us that dream. Stop lying. The bad boys get the panties wet. It's just that they're not taking you seriously. So what she's doing now is she's hit the epiphany stage, and then she's going, Raj, you know what? Let me just settle for the nice guy, the one who I don't really want, because she even said it as well. She said, Raw, like, are you attracted to me? Or like what you saying? Basically, he's inexperienced. And maybe he is. Maybe he is, but that's not what she wants. So she's settling for that guy. She's settling for that guy, but really and truly, looking in the corner. She's like looking at the the bad boy when she's with the good guy. Did I get that correct?
We may as well finish this one and skip the clip too.
You guys.
Please. I'm joking. Yeah, you pretty much said it all, to be honest with you. Because, first of all, she's used to F-boys. So why would she just switch it up and be like, yeah, let me go for the nice guy? You know full well you're not attracted to the nice guy. That's why you've never been with him.
Keep 100.
What a lot of women do is that they will opt for the nice guy when they're older because they've run out of options.
When they hit the wall and they're going for the, or when they're going for when they're like, let's say above 25, epiphany stage.
Yeah, that's when you opt for the nice guy.
Oh, now she wants to cash out.
Yeah. You opt for the nice guy because you start to run out of options. You know that the F-boys are not bound to settle down with you. Sometimes it's not even a thing of because it's with a particular girl. It's like, no, I don't want to settle down. It's like, I got so many options. Why the hell would I settle down? I can beat this one, beat that one on Friday, beat that one there, Okay, settling down. That's how a lot of F-boys are, right? But she's trying to sell herself that dream.
She's being disingenuous though. Keep it 100.
Yeah, I think she's trying to sell herself a dream, not just everyone else. But she's being delusional in saying, "Oh yeah, I want to get a nice guy," because she said she's spoken to a few nice guys. So then, why wouldn't you just stop at one? You spoke to a few nice guys,
Exactly.
and you're still not with a nice guy. You're still single because she hasn't said, I found a nice guy. We've settled down together. We're in a relationship. I'm happy. Yada, yada, yada.
Exactly.
She hasn't
Despite
said that.
They're the good guy or they're the nice guy.
Exactly.
And it still weren't good enough.
There you go. She hasn't said she's in a relationship now with a nice guy. So then that means the options that you've got of these nice guys, you don't really want, or you would choose one of them.
You know what's funny, right? You see, if dudes was to hear women and listen to what they say carefully, instead of focusing on what color panties she has on. Women tell on themselves. You just have to listen carefully. It's like a lot of chicks might say, no, that's not what she meant. But women don't say what they really mean.
I know what she means.
They will say, oh, I want a dude that brings me flowers, that's nice, that's emotionally available, blah, blah, blah.
See,
she goes for the bad boy.
This all sounds nice.
But in reality,
do women typically want flowers? I think some do, because some women have love for flowers. Some women like flowers. We like all that mushy sort of stuff.
But you will associate that mushy stuff with weakness.
Yes.
Bad boys don't do that.
Yes. So I was going to say, we like the mushy stuff. In our heads, it's like, yeah, I want a guy to bring me flowers and rose petals and set the mood. In our head, it sounds all good.
R&B tunes you put on, all that ish. I get it.
I'm not saying even if that was a reality, you still wouldn't want it, because some women do. Some guys do that. Give them flowers, do the rose petals and everything, and it's like, oh my gosh, and they're all in that moment, and it's nice. I'm not denying that.
It's nice,
but most women is like, I want the bad guy. I want this one.
Think about this, right? you can, the woman will fling on the R&B tune, and you can have a dude that's gonna be like, I want to make love to you, or you can have a dude be like, I want to F the shit out of you. Which one do you think most women
Ladies,
is going for?
put in the comment section which one you're going
Pick
for.
the
Are you
dude-
going for the guy?
The dude that is saying, stroking you, I want to make love to you. Or the dude that's
the
going,
voice?
I'm gonna put an accent on. I'm gonna put the accent on, right? Or the dude that's going, tugging your hair, I want to F the ish out of you. And you're like,
Okay.
oh shit, see? Most chicks has turned on even me doing that.
Respect me. Oh my hair.
What? Let's, before you lot get your cooches all wet up. And all that,
Okay.
right? Check this though.
Is that what you do? Yeah.
I'm just saying, which one do you prefer? Put in the comments. I know what my experience is, and I know I've been in the game a long time. I know
Let
what
us
most
know,
of them
let
do.
us
They'll
know.
tell you, oh yeah, it's all the soft, soppy stuff or whatever. But I know what it is. So you can have a man make love to you, or you can have a man F the ish out of you. Pick. I know what it is. I'm just saying this. Moving on from that, right? Don't forget to like, share, and
I
subscribe.
don't
right?
think they want to move on from that.
I want
It's
to.
too juicy.
I
It's
want to.
saucy.
So she mentioned, like, did she even mention what she brings to the table or to those men? She didn't, right? It was only what they could do for her. Entitlement. I pick up on these things. This is why I say to men, be productive. Don't focus on, her looks, and because she said it, like, the nice guy's not really mentioning anything about my body and blah, blah, blah. Bad boys is letting her know, I'm trying to beat. At the end of the day, like, she's not mentioning what she can do
No,
for
it's
that
one-sided.
guy. Do you know what I mean? So why do that? But anyways, that's some of my thoughts. What do you think?
I like I said before, I think a lot of women want the good guy to sweep them off their feet and play Captain Sabo when they're older. So I think a lot of young women get ran through, right, while they're young, because they think they can, play the field, the grass is green. I've got so many options galore. There's men in my DMs, in my phone, my WhatsApp, my Snapchat, my blah, 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 blah. I got men galore. But they get older, and then now they want to cash out. Now they want to cash out.
Go on.
They get older, they want to cash out with this nice guy, but that's not who they actually want. They just settle for the nice guy. Now, I'm gonna say this. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with a nice guy. Or I'm gonna rephrase it. A good guy. There's nothing wrong with a good guy. There's nothing wrong with you. If you're a good guy, there's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah.
They're generally nice people. It's just that, like you said before, some of you just don't get the panties wet. That's just how it works. Now, if you had a bit more pizzazz, then maybe you could do that. But I think a lot of guys don't do that.
Okay, well,
and that's why that's why the Pookies and Ray Rays, the Brads and Chads.
Whether a guy is a nice guy, good guy, Pookie or Ray Ray, why should any man settle for a woman that's being ran through?
No, you shouldn't. No.
He's leveled himself up, done his
Shouldn't
thing.
have to, no.
Why should he level? He's leveled himself up, so why should he attach his bandwagon to this chick that's being ran through and passed around? I don't think so. That's some of my thoughts anyway. I don't even want to waste any more time on this. Let's jump to clip number 2.
Welcome to 2022, where you can do anything a man can do. I am so excited to finally be here. You are going to love it. Feminism has done so much for women. Do tell. No more aprons, first of all. Oh, do we finally have a butler to cook for us? Oh gosh, no, you'll just eat pre-made greasy crap out of a bag on your way to and from work. Suppose that sounds convenient, so I get to work outside the home? Totally. You get to sit in a cubicle all day while you stare at a computer screen, chugging coffee. So liberating, right? I suppose. I'm at work all day. Will we finally have a Rosie the robot maid? No, you'll still have to do all the cleaning. That's what your weekends are for, cleaning and laundry. Oh, and errands and yard work. Wait, so I have to work full time plus still manage my home full time? I mean, you want to have it all, right? Okay, but what about my husband? Is he amazing? What? No, you're not married. You live alone with your cat. What? You do date though. A lot. You can just have sex with whoever, whenever you want. That sounds kind of gross, actually. Just pick them off of this app. What about pregnancy? Oh, there's this magic pill you take. Totally wrecks your hormones, but keeps you from getting pregnant so you can, knock some boots. The pill is magic? Well, it's mostly effective, but don't worry. If by chance you do get pregnant, you can totally just kill the baby by having an abortion. Why would I do that? So you can get back to work, duh. Someone has to fill that cubicle space. Okay, am I at least happy? Yeah, as long as you don't skip your antidepressant pill. Another magic pill. Gotta cope somehow. I think I'll just stay here. Get to have purple hair.
Oh, that was very funny.
It
That was a
was.
very funny clip. What's so very true. That explained feminism in a very funny way.
Comedic way, yeah.
Yeah, there was many women that were sold a dream. There's many women that weren't down, and many women that were sold a dream. Younger women now are seeing the stats and data. She mentioned everything in that clip. She just said it in a facetious way. It was funny, but it's true.
It is.
Like no husband. What you get to do is dye your hair. You can work your ass off. At the end of the day, you're miserable and depressed. Not for all, but for most. Come on now. Come on. You know what it is.
I'm sorry, but do you see how stupid it sounds? Yes, she's being facetious with it, but it sounds stupid. Like, for me, why would I want to follow that? Like, why would I want to do that?
That's
Like,
you.
I
Some
know,
do.
but okay. You may, for those that do want to do that, go right on ahead. It's not my life, it's yours. But I'm just saying, for me, that doesn't sound appealing. It's not appealing.
No.
Okay, I can walk around with different color hair. Okay, I can work in the cubicle all night, all day. I can go home and whatever. It's like, where's the appeal? There isn't one. Now, people will say, oh, there's different waves of feminism. Let's talk about today's feminism, not the one back in the day, because that was then.
Okay, when it started, it's like, okay, equality for women. I don't think most men, they talk about, the patriarchy. Most men, we want you to, say women that stayed at home, they were bored. I think most of the time when women leave relationships, it's because they're bored. But they go, I'm unhappy. And then they do those things mentioned in the video, work for themselves, blah, 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 and realize I was just bored.
Yeah.
So you've left your relationship because you were bored.
Yeah.
It's silly at the end of the day. But I'll say this, right? Who thinks that feminists regret that men actually listen to them? Because look at society today.
Say that again.
Who regrets that? Do you think feminists regret that men listen to them?
That men listen to them.
Because you got a lot of simps and weak men today that listen to their crap, right?
Okay.
Look at society today. So if men didn't listen and we negotiated better, we wouldn't be in the position that we're in today.
True.
So then do you think maybe them feminists, because you got that woman, Susan Broder, the one that wrote
That
all of those
confessed.
blogs and all those things saying, we sold you a dream. We lied to you. And you still have women saying, no, it wasn't a lie. We lied to you. We're
She's
the ones
telling you.
that set it off.
Set it off.
Come on now. Do you see what I'm saying? So she's admitted that you were sold a dream. What do you have to say about that? Do you think those so-called feminists are regretting their decisions? A lot of the older ones,
Some of them.
a lot of the older ones are unhappy.
Majority of them.
We looked at the Tracy Ellis Ross, right? Recently, regretting that she doesn't have children, feeling less feminine because she doesn't have children. She didn't have a husband. She got the money, she got the career, but there's something missing. But she didn't know that until she got older. How many younger women is influenced by these older women saying, yeah, man, you can have it all.
My issue is the women that have gotten older and realize, this is not what I thought it actually was. They don't tell the youngers, this is actually what it really is. You'll end up being a cat lady, dog lady, rat lady, whatever animal you want to have. You'll end up just having that animal, no husband, no children. Some of them have children, but you have no husband. So
Single
you're still
mothers.
single. You're still by yourself. So my issue is that a lot of older women do not tell the younger women the truth. And they just keep the gynocracy and everything else running smooth.
So
like,
what do men get in return for being in a relationship today? Because women are the gatekeepers to sex. Men are the gatekeepers to relationships, right? What do men get in return? There's nothing in it. What? My chick's gonna dye her hair blue, then leave me and take half my ish.
yeah.
Come on, man. Look at the mentality. It's not gonna work for me. So why give her that relationship? She's gonna talk about some 50-50 relationship. But when you hear that loud bang at night, ain't no 50-50 no more. You go deal with that. When it's time for going on dates, you want me to be chivalrous, but you talk about equality. 50-50, let's go Dutch. You're not so you only want feminism when it suits you.
Yeah. 100% agree. Because like you said, when it comes to going on a date, you want equality. You've been fighting for women should get rights too and blah, 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 blah. And I'm not saying women shouldn't have certain rights.
What are you fighting for? It's easy for you. Society's easy.
I know. But I'm not saying that women shouldn't have certain rights. Yes, we should have certain rights. But I'm saying you want equality. You want everything to be 50-50, half, and whatever. First of all, whose relationship is 50-50? Realistically.
Yeah, but what they're saying is that we're being oppressed, we're being held back.
How
Tell
can
me,
you be?
is it not most men deleting themselves? Is it most men that are struggling? Don't women get everything? What do men really get? You know, there's more homeless men on the street. You know, when you start seeing a society of homeless women on the street, that's when you know it's peak. But you don't see that, right?
I think.
So then how are you being held back?
I think in a certain time that maybe women wasn't being offered certain things because back then the men will typically go out to work, women will typically stay at home. So then maybe in that time you can kind of question that. Okay. But now, can you really say the same thing? What are you oppressed about? Well, like, what can you not do as a female in 2023?
Okay, put in the comments, right, people. Tell me, ladies, this is to you. Tell me where you are being oppressed by this so-called patriarchy. Tell me that where you're being held back more than men. Tell me. Even though men run society and oppress you and hold you back, tell me the part where you're struggling. I just want to know that part. But I don't want to waste any more time on that. Let's jump to the final clip of today. And here's clip number 3.
Where the hell do y'all be finding these men that are obsessed with you, good fathers, can take care of you, spoil you, and here's the catch, respect you?
You're asking the wrong questions. Okay? Because you're wanting, you've got your laundry list of all the things you want. But the question is, what are you bringing to the table? Okay, you want a man to go out and bust his ass, keep a roof over your head, clothes on your back, food on the table for you and the children, take care of y'all and love you. But can you cook like Gordon Ramsay? Do you keep house like Martha Stewart? Can you manage a budget like Alan Greenspan? Do you have a personality like June Cleaver and not one of these bad boss bitches? Okay. And can you boink like a porn star? Yes, whenever he wants it. See, that's the thing. Y'all have your list of demands, but you don't want to do anything in return. Okay. It takes years, decades, for a man to develop a skill set. Okay. To be able to provide everything that you want. But y'all aren't willing to put in the time to develop your own essential skill sets. So, I'm sorry. Y'all have been lied to for decades by this third wave intersectional feminism garbage. That y'all can just sit on your well-padded posteriors and do exactly nothing and expect your husband to take care of you like a princess. Well, you're not a princess. You're not even the court jester. You have no domestic skills. And your personalities suck.
Okay. That may trigger some women. But it's the truth. She says, oh, reels off the list. But then it's like, modern women, traditional man. But then you what do you bring to the table? Oh, I am the table. What do you bring to the table? If dudes walked around saying, oh, I am the table, I am the ish, people would question that. Provide some context. What is the table? What do you bring? Women, I know as a man, I have to be productive. I have to provide. I got to do what I got to do. But then women say, oh, I show up, I got coochie because I'm sexually liberated. Okay. So you're being ran through.
Men don't want sexually liberated women.
Yeah, because that's women that's being ran through.
Yeah. I think women today
Mhm.
are typically, not all, very lazy in all aspects. Don't know how to cook. By the way, making cereal and toast is not cooking.
Or warming up pasta
It's not
with
cooking.
spaghetti.
That's not real, true cooking.
You just hurt a lot of people's feelings.
That's not cooking.
Mm-hmm.
There's something called YouTube, what you're probably watching us on now. You can get some recipes there.
Or check us out on Rumble.
Everything is not like traditional how it was back in the day, to where you have literally have a cookbook. Not that they still make cookbooks, so you could buy one. But I'm saying there's other avenues now.
Why am I cooking for some man?
Well, then that's why you're single.
Just saying.
A lot of women don't know how to hold a conversation. Too many women are too busy trying to be strong and independent, and a lot of women don't have much life skills.
I don't need a man, but I want a relationship. Well, if you want a relationship, don't you think you need a man?
You need a man whether you're in a relationship or not.
No. We
need
know
men.
that, but what I'm saying is this. They say, I don't need a man.
Mm-hmm.
They scream it to the top of their lungs. I don't need a man. But you want to be in a relationship. You want to be taken seriously
So then you
by
need
a man. So you need a man.
It's
This is
just
the
the whole
delusion.
concept is stupid.
Exactly.
I think it's just stupid. Make it make sense. Someone put in the comments where they're going with it, because
Fill in
I
the
don't
blanks.
understand. Please,
Fill in the blanks where you think
I
where
don't get it.
I'm missing something.
I'm clearly missing something because I don't understand it, and I'm a
question,
female.
right? Why do you think women today speak this way? Entitled.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say this, right? I think those incels, weak men, they transition the game.
Definitely.
So I think when they made men weaker, low testosterone, and because look, there's a lot of dudes that haven't smashed in a year. They're thirsty, they're hungry out here.
Or more.
Yeah. 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 Inside joke. But you got a lot of men that haven't smashed in a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you got a lot of men that put women up on a pedestal. This is why, because men could live their lives without women.
Mm-hmm.
Women couldn't live to the end of their natural lives without men.
Mm-hmm.
But then you got them talking like to say they're in the driving seat and the dudes are riding shotgun, where that's not the case.
Men, okay, let's think about a car scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Who typically drives? Men. Who's typically in the passenger seat? The woman.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with life. We cannot. What was we watching earlier? What is it called? Bear Grylls, right?
Exactly.
What happened in so many episodes? The same thing happened. The women was barely surviving, if not they wasn't really surviving. They had to keep running back to the men for help. Oh, we need help with a fire, we can't make a fire. Oh, we can't catch any food. Oh, can we bunk in with you?
But those women in Bear Grylls, that was just a social experiment.
And they failed at that.
Imagine
Real life.
that was real life.
Exactly.
This is why I say men have made it so comfortable for women to talk this way, but simps have transitioned the game where women are getting real delusional, right? So then, okay, women are sexually liberated, right? So in other words, they get ran through and then there's no consequences to their actions, so they believe, right? But what happens when you've been ran through so much that you have a disengagement with relationships because you can't pair bond because you've got so many different souls floating around like
inside
ghost,
of you.
like a ghost Gasper, right?
Gasper.
Yeah. How many of you? It's the truth, right? And then you disengage, and then you turn around and say, "Oh, you men." How do those women, after being ran through, re-engage and be able to pair bond?
You're
Let's
gonna
say
have
professionally.
to do a lot of spiritual work.
Yeah, but
there.
what I'm saying this, a lot of them have been sold a dream that you can be sexually liberated. You can do what you want to do, and when you're ready, you can settle down. If you get pregnant, here's a pill. Do you know what I mean? And it's like that's not realistic. That's not going to work for you because it affects your psyche. It's the truth. I'm just highlighting some of the points.
It does. It definitely affects your psyche. That is true. Are women today boring in 2023?
Come on. They're exciting as far as entertaining in the sense of we can react to their videos, but as far as dating,
Yeah, in the dating scene. Are they boring?
no
Are
see.
women lazy daters?
Yeah.
We done a podcast on that, by the way.
Yeah.
We'll tag it. So yeah, in the comment section, fellas, are women today lazy daters? Are women today boring? Put in the comment section your thoughts on that and let us know. Ladies, you can do the same thing. Have you become boring? Are you boring? Are you lazy? Do you respond to guys
that's what I said
that
to you.
message you?
If they were options through, she mentioned in the clip, right, that basically you go on an app, you find a guy, you smash, okay, it doesn't work, you smash and you keep doing that, repeat. It's Groundhog Day, right? But then I think women believe that because I've got these plethora of guys hollering, I've got options. So when I want to, oh, now she wants to cash out, I can when I'm ready because the grass is greener. You've been sold a dream. But then by doing that, again, as I said, they disengage with men and reality. But how do they re-engage to pair bond with men for serious commitment? They can't. They have problems doing that. This is why they got to take this is why a lot of women today are unhappy, depressed, and they got to take that little pill.
They do. I think you need the crazy spiritual cleanse for you to be able to
Sage
pair
and all that.
bond. You
And
need
frankincense.
sage. You're gonna need your crystals. You're gonna need that cleansing bath. You're gonna need all sorts
They're gonna
of
need the crystals.
Yep. Some tourmaline and all sorts of things. You're gonna need it.
Yeah.
Okay. To be able to try to be able to pair bond, but when you do smash too many guys, you
Not gonna work.
it's hard because you've had too many experiences.
Yeah. Last thing I'll say on it is this, right? Is submission control or is it system, order, and structure? Now, when I mentioned the word submission, they was like, submit.
You're a slave.
So then it's exactly how you a slave. What you expect me to do? What, like in the house, barefoot and pregnant? You're not living in Flintstone times. Keep it realistic. But I'm saying you mentioned the word submissive, submission. What? So then many women can't stand those words I just said, right? So why would a decent guy take those women seriously?
He wouldn't. Let's just be straight.
So but they complain about the outcomes that they get.
Okay, can I just add to that quickly? The man in the video, he said about skill sets, and do women put effort to develop their skill sets? Because men over time develop their skill set. Sorry, they develop their skill sets over time or whatever, right? It takes time to, fully
Develop
be equipped
and be the best version of yourself.
Yes. But do women take time to do the same thing? Because he mentioned, like, in regards to like cooking, cleaning, are you domesticated?
Yeah, right.
Do you do certain things?
No.
They don't work on that. They think making toast for their boyfriend is good enough. It's like, well, there you go. Even if you get that.
Even to say that, for some man.
That's why I said, even if you get that, you'll be lucky to get toast.
You had your guts a couple hours before.
You give him your wound,
Yeah.
which is sacred, and you shouldn't do that.
Ain't no secret, man. Those dudes, any man's a master key, and they're just a lock that's open.
It's always open, like Tower Bridge.
I don't mind that. Men don't mind that. It's fine. But anyways, man, in that being said, it was a good podcast anyway. Guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, man. Like, get us up to the 1,000 subscribers. A lot of you that watch our videos, you're not subscribed. So definitely subscribe.
And also to say, sometimes you get unsubscribed. So make sure you check it to make sure you're subscribed.
So definitely comment and subscribe because it helps us get in the algorithm. We're a new channel. So show some love.
Yeah.
Anyways, in that being said, see you in the next one.
Peace.
Peace.